name is Sjoerd van der Linde. I'm an assistant professor of heritage management at Leiden University, and I'm a researcher in the Nexus 1492 project, and I'm standing here at Charlesfort in St. Kitts. Well, the site of Charlesfort has a very complex and diverse history. It is one of the oldest remaining and intact stone masonry forts in the Eastern Caribbean. It was built in 1670 by the British, and it functioned for almost 200 years as a military strategic defense point to defend the natural anchorage of Sandy Point. After about 200 years it was abandoned in 1853, and then the site got a new use in 1890 as a leper asylum called the Hansen Home. And in the Hansen Home lepers both from St. Kitts as well as from the other Eastern Caribbean islands came here and were treated. And that was dismantled in 1996, and after that the site has pretty much been abandoned. But I am hopeful that it will get a new use in the future. I do feel connected to the site of Charlesfort on an emotional level. I think this site really allows you to very concretely to reflect upon the impact of the colonial encounter, upon the hopes and the hardships of the people involved. And as a European, I do feel that I'm part of that history, however troubled that history is, I suppose. Yeah. I do think the site is important. I think the site is important for many different reasons and for many different people. Historically it's important because it's one of the oldest surviving stone masonry forts in the Caribbean. It's a great reminder of the colonial struggles and the struggles for domination by European powers in the region. It is important because it is testimony to the hardships of the enslaved Africans, but also it's testimony to their creativity and their artisanship in making forts like this. Another historical importance of it is the Hansen Home. It shows something about the history of the institutional healthcare in the region. But next to this historical importance, it has educational opportunities. It has an importance in terms of pride and memories of the people of Sandy Point who perhaps have worked here. And I think it has an importance in terms of its potential in being developed as a heritage site, which then might bring economic benefit as well. So if you combine all of that, then yes, it is very important. I think this site of Charlesfort just deserves to be cleaned up, restored, stabilized, and reconstructed. And I think it needs to. I think all of us together we need to find a new use for this site. This is something that I'm glad to say that we, me and my colleagues from Leiden University, have been asked to assist Brimstone Society and the National Trust to come up with a heritage management plan and to come up with plans for a sustainable future for this site. So we're working with stakeholders from St. Kitts as well as from the international community. And one of the first steps that we're doing is trying to see what everyone's stakes are at the site so we can develop something sustainably. And we're trying to get international recognition from UNESCO, and that will allow us to make the first steps in terms of the legal protection of a site like this. 1492 was the year in which Columbus made his first voyage to the Caribbean, and but it's only a small point in history. But in that year, it has a tremendous impact. I mean, it led to slavery, genocide, the spread of diseases, but also the exchange of ideas, the exchange of trade goods, of ideologies. So I think the year stands for a period, both before and after 1492, that still resonates up till today, where because of that exchange and because of the encounter between the old and the new world, it has led to this tremendous, rich, diverse and complex cultures that inhabit the planet Earth. And I think that St. Kitts and the site of Charleswood are really good examples of that complexity that we see today. So I think 1492 to me allows me to better reflect upon the present day complexity of cultures, and yeah, perhaps not only seeing it as a negative point in history, but also something that we can use for dialogue, so we can better understand each other by knowing the history.